It's lunchtime in the lunchtime room. Oh, whatever room you want to call it. This is Tim's New York Giants Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC. You know the deal. You know everything that's going on. We're gonna talk about the Moxon, the Drake May. I call him Johnny Moxon. He looks just like Johnny Moxon. I had to watch Varsity Blues last night just so I could see, does he really look like Jonathan Moxon? And the answer to that question was yes, he
Ryan
does.
Reynolds here from Mint Mobile.
Ryan Reynolds
it turns out
from
one of the
Mint
fastest
Mobile
growing segments of
even thinks the same way. Those that do not know, Mint Mobile is a proud partner of the thing we call New York Giants, Online Big Blue, Straight Talk, whatever the hell you want to call it. I did the video today because I thought, and Mike Lee already says, smash the like button on the way in. I keep hearing about Drake May, Truckosaurus. And I kept thinking to myself, is Drake May really as bad as I made him out to be? I did a little bit of research, did a lot of talking to some people in the know. And they all refer you back to the 2021 season. What's up, Matthew? Just drop it in to say hi. Work, work. Work. They all refer you back to that 2022 season, because that was the year that he really progressed. That was the year he really maturated his craft. If he would have came out that year, probably would have gone top 3. Went back to, of course, it wasn't forced to go back, but he went back to North Carolina. Had a subpar season, still has all the physical attributes, still has all the skills to pay the bills. But sometimes you have to look at what, Spencer Rattler made that mistake. He had all this hype with him in, of course, Oklahoma. And then he had the Heisman hype, and then he had the Netflix show, and then he flamed out and ended up in South Carolina. If he would have came out after that second season in Oklahoma, we wouldn't be talking about, will Spencer Rattler go in the 5th round? Will he go in the 6th round? Will he go in the 7th round? Same with Mr. Hartman. Hartman, if he would have left school instead of hitting the transfer portal and going to Notre Dame, probably would have been a 2nd round pick. If he is a last day pick now, it would be shocking to me. If he went the 7th round, I wouldn't say I would be shocked if he went in the 7th. If he goes in the 7th round, I would be more in tune to think that's where he would be. If he would have came out 2 years ago, he probably went in the 2nd round. So, but the thing is with Drake May, it didn't really hurt his draft stock any. I don't think it did. Because I still think, if you look at the guy with the most physical attributes, he's up there with Caleb, he's up there with Jaden Daniels, and he's up there with Penix. And I'm still a huge Penix fan. Don't get me wrong. If the Giants took Penix at 6, I wouldn't have a problem with it. I've already said it. If you take Daniels, May, Williams, of course, he's not going to be there. But if you even took Penix or McCarthy at 6, I would be fine. That's how bad I just want to get rid of. That's how bad I just want to get away from Daniel Jones. I want to run from Daniel Jones. I don't want to walk. I want to run and get out as quickly as possible. But May sits there, and he there was potential talk that Washington's in love with him. They also love Jaden Daniels. But you have some people I keep hearing in Washington now have an RG3 conversation when they talk about Jaden Daniels. They talk about his size. I should rephrase that. They talk about his lack thereof size and his maybe propensity for injury when going up against the bigger players. So I mean, there's a possibility that he could slide into that 2nd slot. And then you have yourself a quandary if Daniels gets past New England. There's a lot of nuances of this draft that is kind of just going to make the Giants fans scratch their head. The draft party tickets for the Giants season ticket holders go on sale today at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For Giants season ticket holders, you want to go get your tickets, get them early. I'm going to get a bunch of tickets. We're going to take sue me, but I'm still on the Michael Penix train. Daryl, I'm not going to sue you. Why would I sue you, Daryl? I'm never going to sue Daryl. Because this girl, she follows Daryl every gig we play. Now she's jocking with Jay, though. Because I ain't lying, girls be crying because they think I'm a star. Always tearing what I'm wearing. I think they're going too far. Armando says, hello. It is Armando. Matthew says, I don't want Drake May. Let's hope he and JJ go top 3 and Jaden falls to us. The Jaden thing is a quandary. If Jaden's sitting there at 6, let's say the Giants don't move. There's talk that the Giants move up to 3. That's what ESPN is talking about. I don't think it's going to happen. But there's talk that the Giants. I actually still do not think that New England's taking a quarterback. I've been saying this for months. I think they're going to roll it with Jacoby Brissett. I don't think they're ready to start the rookie 5-year quarterback contract clock. And they're going to wait either until later in the draft or next year to try to grab a quarterback. I keep thinking that. The Jaden thing, like I said, I think he's got all the talent in the world. I think he's got all the arm ability. I think he's got everything you want. I think he's got the intangibles. He's just a small guy. And that kind of scares me a little. It gives me the RG3 vibe. I agree with that. Don't forget to hit the like button when you hit the club. That's what everybody's saying. I got an RG3 vibe. RG3 probably would have still been playing at a higher level if they didn't force him back for that playoff game. And plus you also drafted Kirk Cousins in the same. I like the idea someone had of taking 2 quarterbacks in this draft. You can't though, because you only have 6 picks. If you had more picks, I could say, yes, take a quarterback, take 2, grab someone at 6 and then grab someone at 170. I just threw that number out there, guys. Don't sit there. Don't trip on the 5. That's a Daniel Jones reference. Mr. Albert says, hey, Tim, I want to say that I'm fine with Penix or May, but at 6. But, of course, a couple of reasons. Penix equals day 1 guy. May equals project guy. I think Penix is a project guy as well, to be honest. I've said it before, though. I think if you want to look at 2 quarterbacks that are probably most pro-ready to start out of the gate, I'm going to go Penix, and I'm going to go Williams, then Penix. But I still think Penix does some things that you're going to need to work on. You're going to have to figure out a little bit with his left-handed throwing motion. And I've said it before, he's got a little bit of a wonky windup, and it's not because he's a lefty. It's just he's got a little wonk in it. And I wouldn't change the windup. I said it a million times before. Do not go at it. If you're any type of coordinator or quarterback coach, do not change Penix's windup. Just leave it be. Just leave him be. Let my people go. Nicholas says, I can't take another year of Hyatt being underthrown. Hyatt, yes. And Hyatt's been ignored. He wasn't ignored when Tyrod Taylor got in the game. Of course, Tyrod Taylor's with the Jets. Hope maybe he's not going to be ignored when Drew Lock's in the game. But I'm going to say this about Hyatt. I loved Hyatt. I didn't have a problem. They took him at 1. I said I didn't have a problem. They took him at 2, and they took him at 3. I'm just as happy. I thought he was going to be more Devontae Smith. I thought he was going to have more of an ability to get off the line. But the problem was this. He seemed to get knocked off his routes quite a bit. And for all the talk about people saying, well, he's always open, he also had a 57% catch ratio. He's got a lot to work on his game. He really does. He's got a lot to work on his game, Hyatt. And one of the biggest things he's going to have to learn is how to get off the line, how not to get knocked off his routes. He's got to learn that. And he's got to learn how to use the speed. He's got to learn how to use his quickness. He's got to learn how to use that God-given ability. But right now, he's got to be more consistent. Daryl says, sue me, but I'm still on the Michael Penix train. You could be, like I said, I'm on all these trains. Come on, ride these trains and ride it. Ask Michelle, Tamika, and Tanya. Ask them how they're riding that train. Sorry. To protect one. What's up, my brother? If they pick Penix, I won't be mad. Worried, but not mad. The man has talent. He's passed all of his physicals. Said this before. There are numerous cases in college football where someone was always hurt. Someone was always hurt. Someone always had an injury, and they came into the NFL and never even suffered a hangnail. There has been plenty of times that guys in college played 100% of snaps for 4 years and got hurt out of the gate. So I'm not concerned about the injury history. I mean, will it always be in the back of the mind when he takes a sack or his knee gets bent oddly? But there's also players that have come back from these injuries that are just it isn't. Yes, there's 2. So that is always a cause for concern. What does MD say? May is scary. Footwork is trash. I agree with that. Inconsistency issue. I agree with that. I talked about that today. Some people talk this guy but let's see here. But he certainly can make some wow plays, but it's missing dudes from third and fourth. That doesn't matter. I've said this before about May, and I said it in the video today. Drake May has at last year in 2023 had what I refer to as a hero complex. There goes my hero. He has got a little bit of a hero complex. He tried to do too much. And sometimes when you do too much, bad things happen. And you're right. After that first read, he is very slow with his progressions. And you hope that clock speeds up internally. But when he does go through his progressions, he does it very well. Is he as slow as Daniel Jones coming out of Duke? No. Nope. Not even close. But he is slow to go through his reads. And his footwork at times is less than desirable. But he's also extremely you know what's funny? I think Caleb Williams and Drake May are probably the two most athletic quarterbacks coming out in this draft. If you want to talk about just physical athletes, just a physical athlete, you got to go with Williams. I'm going to go Williams, May, Daniels. I would probably then throw the kid from Tulane, Joe Milton. I'm talking about just physical attributes, athleticism, not talent, just athleticism. He's got to be. I probably have him on number 2. Mr. Rebel says they need to fix the right side of the line, though. If Penix is the choice, well, you're gonna have to fix the right side of the line either way. There's not much choice in the matter. You got to fix that right side. No matter what you do, that right side of the line's got to get done. Or you have to. Like I said, I still have hope for Evan Neal. Call me crazy. Maybe I am crazy. Armando says, is Drake May a first rounder right now? Yes. God, yes. Drake May is very much so a first rounder right now. There is no ifs, ands, or buts that he is a first rounder. I'm moving the camera a little bit here. There goes my hero. Now, like I said, I watched Varsity Blues yesterday, so now I got the fucking shit stuck in my head. Problem is, like I said, I looked at it, and I was doing the thumbnail yesterday, and I said to myself, but Jesus, I was like, he looks like Jonathan Moxon. I was like, that's scary how much he looks like Jonathan Moxon. Drake May, that is. So of course I go look and I go find Varsity Blues. So I mean that's the wrong one. that was another overlay. Oh my God, I'm not having a good day today already. I need a coffee break. Because I think I already had a coffee break. I think I had a couple coffee breaks. But here, let's see. Here we go. I did a side by side. Here we go. I mean, this is what tells me. It looks like Jonathan Moxon. He does. Now, Moxon, of course, we all know, went to Brown and gave up football. Lance Arbor couldn't play anymore. We don't know what happened to Billy Bob. I think Billy Bob owns a tire shop. And Tweener, well, he's just in jail. Let's see here. But if Dave's likes him, let it roll. Dave's evidently said he liked Daniel Jones. So I'm not really sure what the thought process is with that. Big question is, who is there at 6 and who and how many times teams trade up ahead of the Giants? I think you always got to worry about Minnesota, but I keep hearing Minnesota is going to stand pat with 11 and 20 something, 11 and 22nd pick. I keep hearing they're going to stand pat. Because I think a quarterback will fall. I think there's going to be a team that panics, trades up to get their guy, and probably gives up too much. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Joe Shane. I'm looking at you. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing it out there. Xavier says the team did it. The teams did it right. What teams did it? Oh, the Texans did it. Oh, the Texans did it right, man. The Texans are proverbially on fire. Now, will their quarterback take a step back next year because of the, a little bit of a sophomore slump? We'll wait and see. James says, if they are going quarterback, I would rather get a guy who can start right away if need be. Well, that's why you got Drew Lock. You didn't give $5 million, 4.97 of it guaranteed to Drew Lock for him to sit on the bench. You figure Drew Lock is going to play. He's going to play sometime. His pro day looked good. His pro day looked good, but he was off on a couple throws. But off of that, pro day is not a game, so we can judge him on that, or we can get him on the field and see how he does with the real first team. His pro day wasn't that great. I mean, his pro day was good, but some of the inconsistencies on his pro day were on display. He did miss some throws. Now, Drake Maye will miss. And that's what I said. He kind of sometimes reminds me of Eli Manning. Eli Manning, especially early in his first 5 years in the career, could hit someone in stride with a 70-yard bomb, thanks to Kevin Gilbride. But he couldn't throw a 3-yard out. So it's going to be consistency. Kevin says, we get a wide receiver at 6 and find a quarterback second round or a third round. So here, my only problem with that, Kevin, is this. You don't have your second round pick. We have Seattle's. We don't have ours. We traded that. So you're going to have to then hope that someone falls all the way down to our position, or you got to trade back up, which means you're going to be using assets either this year or next year for a guy that you're going to grab in the second round who may have the likelihood of not even seeing the field this year when we need immediate talent. You see your guy at 6, you take him. I mean, that's all I'm going to say. Xavier says, got their quarterback, got their edge rusher, both on rookie deals, got their running back, now have their number 1 wide receiver. I pray the Giants take a page out of their book. The Giants need to steal their book. Not just take a page. They need to go over to the Texas, find the Texas general manager, knock him in the head, and take his book. That's all, folks. This is the shit that Joe Schoen should have been doing for the last 3 years now. Texans did this in a season. And people are like, well, you can't turn around your franchise in a year with 1 draft. Really? Because there's a blueprint in Texas on how to do that. We allegedly had that going on 3 years ago with Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal when we had to hear there's no way. And I look like a genius because there's no way anyone can screw up 5 and 7. Well, it's a possibility you did, because Evan Neal may be a bust at tackle, and you thought so highly of Kayvon Thibodeau, you went out and got his clone in Brian Burns. I'm going to say this again. Hey, I'm going to say this one more time for people that thinks we're going to get 2 first-round picks. We're not. Salary cap precludes it. We went through it. We went through the cap numbers. We know we're going to be about when camp breaks and Rule 53 and Rule 51 expires, and we have 53 men on the roster, and you have your practice squad players and some other issues, and Joe Schoen's $10 million in operational cap space. Even with the Dexter Lawrence restructure, you're going to be like negative $20 million in cap space. So you're not going to put on another $6 million of guaranteed first round money. Brian Burns was your second first round pick. That's what he was. Love me, hate me. Big Don loves me. What's up, Big Don? Push the like button, says Big Don, or he's going to get mad. Or he's going to just, or he's just going to take one of those. Big Don, how's the driving today? How's your driving today, Big Don? How you doing today with the driving? Let's see here. There goes my hero. Where did I stop? Let's see. Here we go. Xavier says, oh no, I got that. Armando says he's got a great deep ball.
That's what she said.
He's got a great deep pass. I give Drake Maye a lot of that. James says if it's a lot of receivers other than top 3 guys that could be number 1s. That's the thing, James. This is James nailed it right here. Get your quarterback at 6. You could easily get a number 1 in the second round, wide receiver wise. There is enough wide receivers in this draft that if the Giants went the second round and went and got themselves a wide receiver, you'd be fine. Now, quarterback's going to be a little bit different. Quarterback's a little bit more difficult position because you figure Harrison, Neighbors, they're going to be going up there. Let's see. I like Brian Thomas. I like Mitchell, the kid out of Texas. I like Ladd McConkey. I always like to say that name, Ladd McConkey. I would just like Ladd McConkey just for the name, Ladd McConkey. You got Franklin out of Oregon. You got Wilson out of Michigan. You got the kid out of Florida. You got Burton out of Alabama. There's plenty of wide receivers that are going to fall in this draft in the second round that you could find maybe star potential. Big Armando says, push that like button. We love you, brah. So you can't say brah, you got to say brah. I'm a biker. So it's brah. What's up, brah? Most people think that's more of a surfer thing. But for bikers, it's bro and brah. I'm a bra guy. What's up, brah? Thank you, Armando. I love everyone. I feel like Rod Tidwell at the end of Jerry Maguire. I just love everyone. I love my kids. I love my wife. Let's see. But you can get a wide receiver in the second round. That's what I don't get with people. It's like, well, we gotta go get that wide receiver. I always love that. We gotta go get the wide receiver. We gotta go get him. You can get him in the second round. There are gonna be a lot more wide receivers in the second round than there are gonna be quarterbacks. We got the cutthroat saying, love you, brah. No. Jones fans have every excuse not to draft a quarterback in the first round. Well, I don't know if he's a Jones fan. What's up, my brother? How you doing? I don't know if he's a Jones fan, but there is a lot of conjecture, I guess, amongst Jones fans that the Giants should. You're right, that the Giants shouldn't take a quarterback. They will go everywhere but a quarterback if it saves Daniel Jones's job. And it's really kind of weird and scary. And we've shown it before. Daniel Jones just signed a 15-year, $1.5 billion deal to have the Giants under center for the next 15 years. For those that do not know, Daniel Jones is re-signed with the New York Giants for 15 years, $1.5 billion. I love it. Someone on Twitter goes to me, oh, that wasn't funny. I don't even know why you did that. I was like, well, it was an April Fool's joke. Well, April Fool's joke has to be funny. I said, I thought it was funny. And I told him, I said, I feel bad for you. I feel, and I said it. And I posted it for him.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. Farewell.
So I told him I feel bad for him. You're a Jones fan, of course, Cutthroat. Jones fan, of course. I feel bad for him. So I told him he had my pity. But there are a lot of excuses why we can't take a quarterback, and a lot of them are the fact that people are right. People don't want to think Daniel Jones is the guy. Kevin says, I would stay away from quarterbacks that's media has hyped up. Then you have to stay away from every single quarterback because every single quarterback at one point in time in their life has probably been hyped up ad nauseum. But I understand what you're saying. Mike Lee says, which quarterback did you say he missed too many gimme plays? Was it May? Yeah, he did. Well, Penix did too. Penix, the complexion of that championship game could have changed on 3 passes. Penix missed guys wide open in stride. So, but I don't fault Penix for that because I've said it before. JJ McCarthy's getting all this hype, but JJ McCarthy did not complete a third or a fourth down pass until the end of the third quarter in that championship game. Defense and the running game won him that game, just like they did all season long. To Protect says, what do you say, my brother? Do you believe that reports that Evan Neal doesn't want to play guard? I don't know if I was confirmed, but I read somewhere he didn't want to play guard. I actually talked about that with R0B the other day because he asked me the same question. I saw the same report. I wouldn't want to play guard. I played tackle all my life. I played tackle at a high level in college. All of a sudden, I come to the Giants and I can't even tie my own shoes. There's a lot of players like that that come here and they're like, which is my left foot? So I'd give him another shot. You got a new offensive line coach that certain people like. I'm not one of those guys because of the fact that you heard rumblings in Vegas that he wasn't beloved by a lot of his players. And a lot of people were not upset when he left. So I think those are always red flags. And the fact that Antonio Pierce kept his job and he still left, tells you something. Armando says, I feel like he does not fit into what the Giants really need. The Giants really need a quarterback. I mean, I love your brother, man, but the Giants need a quarterback. I mean, that's it. That's what they need. Your quarterback room is Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, and Tommy DeVito. I'm going to say that again. Your quarterback room is 2019 failure, Daniel Jones. 2019 failure, Drew Lock, who couldn't beat out Teddy Bridgewater or Geno Smith twice, and Tommy DeVito, who should be running a Pizza Hut, not playing quarterback for the Giants. Those are your guys. Do you really want to roll in the battle with those three? Tim needs a black rifle. I do need a black rifle coffee. I really do. I really do. Armando says Giants are going to get the number 3 pick and give 6 to the Pats. Well, they're not going to give 6 to the Pats. The Pats are going to take 6 from us, and we're going to give a lot to the Pats. Matthew says, will there be that team to trade up and give way too much? Yes. To your point. Skyline says, hey, everyone, what's going on? Big Fabian in his house. What's up, brother? The Giants franchises are in a heap of trouble. I always love that phrase. We're in a heap of trouble. There's how many problems we have? A lot. No, we don't have a lot. We have a heap. Getting my vitamins ready. Got to take my vitamins. I am valeting today, so no far drive. Well, valeting is going to be just as dangerous. Because, hold on. That was going to... Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Hold on. I keep hitting the damn. You know what? Know why? Here we go. There we go. I got it back now. Hey, valeting. I'm valeting today, so no far driving. Well, valeting can be just as dangerous. You want to know why?
No. Danger's my middle name.
Mr. Jackson says, Fabian, we have been in trouble since 2019. Mr. McCormick says, if they draft May, I wouldn't be too disappointed. I would be worried, though. I'd be worried if they drafted anyone. Seriously. Nicholas said, there's a high possibility that we lend three Michigan players. We lend McCarthy, Wilson. No, we're not going to land 3 Michigan players. I wouldn't be happy about it. I actually wouldn't be happy about it if we did that. Nah, brah. What's up, brah? Let's see. How many passes with the wide receivers catch if there isn't a quarterback to throw them the damn ball? By my math, if I go to the speculation of the wide receiver catching percentage, hold on, let me get my calculator out here. Okay, if we have no quarterback to throw them the ball, there's a 37% chance the wide receiver will catch the pass. If we have Daniel Jones at quarterback throwing them the ball, there's a 10% chance they will catch the pass. Let's see. Mr. Jack says, why don't people want the most important position in the league to be the best? When you've had the best and then you've had the worst in Daniel Jones, why would you want to go back to the best? That's just crazy talk. We want to suck.
That's what she said.
I mean, come on. It's going to snow today in New York, Christmas and April. It's flooding here. The power keeps flickering. I got the Jenny running just in case, because I can't lose the stream. I can't. Why? No freaking clue. Fabian says, if the Giants don't go quarterback, does that make them incompetent? No, the last 15 years have made them incompetent. Joe Rav says, not a bad deal. Only $100 million a year. Love it. I thought it was a great deal too, man. 15 years, $1.5 billion. And I love it, Joe Rep, because there were people on Twitter. Yes, sometimes there is the lowest common denominator on Twitter that did not know that it was $100 million a year. Someone literally told me, well, that's like $10 million a year, so that's a pretty good deal. And I thought they were joking. I thought...
Warning, sarcasm.
No, they weren't joking. Love God. What's up, man? Hey, Tim, what do you think about the wide receiver of South Carolina, Mr. Xavier? I like him. I really do. I think he would be a good fit for the Giants. Some people think he's going to go later in the first round. I think he's going to be a second-round pick. I think if the Giants had the opportunity to go get him, I think we're good. Mr. Alvarez says, and with the cap, there's a nightmare with Daniel Jones, injury clause, the gift that keeps on giving. I'm the Giants. I never let Daniel Jones see the field. I mean, honestly, you're going to eat that dead cap number anyways. Just say, you know what, Daniel, like I said, go any given Sunday, pull a Cap Rooney and tell him, Cap, the back's not ready to play in New York versus New York. And tell that to Daniel Jones every day of the week. And just get out of that mistake. And then the last game of the season, say, oh my God, you're all better. It's a miracle. Oh no, we don't want you to play. We're good. We're good. Don't worry about it. We're good with Drew. How's it going, Tim? Well, let's see. Daniel Jones is still on the team. The draft is coming up in 20-something days. It's raining. I'm good. How you doing, my brother? What's up? Need a quarterback bad. We do need a quarterback bad. But to some people's point, why are people so adverse to getting that guy? Why? What's the big deal? Go get him. Armando says, we don't have the time to build him. We want to see this team in the playoffs not being laughingstock of the NFL. We're already the laughingstock of the NFL. We gave Daniel Jones a huge contract. We're already the laughingstock. We gave a guy $160 million who can't stay healthy and doesn't play well. Laughingstock. Check. Way to not be the laughingstock. Do the right thing. Spike Lee it up and go and take a quarterback. Not that difficult. Not that difficult at all. Roll with those three next year. Next year's quarterback class is meh. So the Giants need to draft a quarterback. That's the other thing that people don't get. I keep looking at next year's class. I'm not sitting there going, let's say the Giants suck wind and we get the number one pick. You really going to take Sanders 1 overall? You're really going to take the kid out of Texas? No. This is a quarterback draft that people are saying is one of the best drafts they've seen since 2004 or 83. You know, but the problem is this: for every Marino that you see in that draft, every Jim Kelly you see in the draft, every Elway you see in the draft, there's going to be a Todd Blackledge. There's going to be a what's the name of Tony Eason. There's going to be a Ken O'Brien. So while you have those big names going up, you know, you think you're going to get that Dan Marino, you know, we might have Todd Blackledge. You don't know. It's a crapshoot. Danny Crazy Eyes, man. Every time I see you in the chat, I just laugh because I just keep thinking Daniel Jones in the lazy eye. At this point, I would say Hellman's Mayo over Daniel Jones. We've had this argument. We know we are not going with Hellman's. I made the mistake. I don't remember which. Did I say Hellman's last time or did I say Kraft? I actually deleted it. We are going to go with Duke's mayonnaise over Daniel Jones. We have already talked about this. We have talked about this ad nauseum. And I do have to say, and I do have to apologize that, you know, I should have went with Duke's mayonnaise immediately. I did not go with Duke's mayonnaise, but that's who we are going with right now. We are going to go with Duke's mayonnaise over our wonderful, you know, whom, you know, sometimes when you bring stuff up, it's like, you know, you're like, should I brought that up? Because then we had a whole conversation about mayonnaise and Daniel Jones and what mayonnaise was not offensive to Daniel Jones. We are going with Duke's. If it's between Daniel Jones and a can of mayonnaise, we're going there. Damn, Texans are looking great. They are. They're looking good. You were all good. I added to great. Armando says coach of the year is first year. Dable played wins, and then the next year we do nothing at all. The problem with this, you started 7-2, and 4 of your wins were kludgy at best. And then the wheels fell off the bus, and you got hot in the playoffs for one game against a bad defense in Minnesota. I said that's probably the worst defense I've seen on a playoff team in 30 years. And then you got smoked in Philadelphia. And then you thought that you might right the ship that opening day in Dallas and against Dallas. And it just all went downhill. Let's see here. Would you take a wide receiver in the first round and jump back in the first round to take Penix? I've already said I would go Neighbors and Penix. Salary cap is going to preclude us from doing this. That's my biggest problem. Nobody wants to talk about it. I keep bringing it up. Every time I bring up the salary cap, nobody wants to talk about it. Then when I'm right about the salary cap, people are like, well, you're just negative. No, I'm not the Sumerians. I didn't invent math. Remember, I bet if the Giants move up for a quarterback, I get the hat. Also, I get your Bigfoot costume. No, not giving up the Bigfoot costume. We are not giving up the Bigfoot costume. He is staying in the basement next to the mariachi bartender who's dressed as Elvis. My house would not be complete if I didn't have a mariachi bartender with Bigfoot wearing an authentic autographed game-worn jersey. My house is so fucking weird. Fabian says, stop it with the Penix. He's 4 injuries and before stepping foot on the NFL field. Listen, you never know. I don't know. I can't tell you if he's going to be hurt or not. Would it be funny? Don't you think? It's like rain on the wedding day. It's like a free ride when you're already paid. Isn't it ironic? If Jones got a decent start to the season just to piss people off, I would hope he would get a decent start. It's year 6. It's year 6. How are we still in year 6? And I'm not making fun of you, ask me. How are we still in year 6 and we're still sitting there going, wouldn't it be, and I know you're saying to be facetious, but wouldn't it be great if Daniel Jones had a good start? It's year 6. You would hope to God that your 6-year quarterback would have a decent start. Your 6-year starting quarterback. And I get upset about this, and people are like, oh God, he's sitting up in his chair, because there's so many people out there going, well, we still got to give him a chance, man. He just hasn't had a chance. It's year 6. How many more years do you need? 7? 8? 15? I'm getting old just watching him. He has stolen 5 years of my giant life. Oh God, there's a rant. I feel it. I feel it, and it's not good. He has stolen 5 fucking years of my giant existence. This fool stole it. Minimum false hope, minimum wins, minimum everything to go wrong with his minimum talent, but his high price tag. It would piss me off even more if the Giants didn't draft a quarterback at all. My bane of my existence is number 8. I've said it before. He has reached the pinnacle of mediocrity. And people are hoping and looking at the fact that he's reached the pinnacle of mediocrity, thinking to themselves, well, maybe he could push himself to the pinnacle of average. When did we accept mediocrity? When did we start accepting mediocrity in New York? When did this happen? When did we just look at players that come to New York and go, he should almost be good? Because that's what we're going to accept. We're going to accept almost good. Not good. We're going almost good. Hey, Tim, do you remember when the Giants were first rumored to go to New Jersey? There was talk of building them a place in New York. Yeah, I do remember that. And the mayor of New York and everyone else decided they didn't want to spend the money. And what happened was they ended up with the New Jersey, whatever authority, and they season. Would absolutely love May to the Giants. Says my brother talk with Zoe. Jared says, I'll be shocked if we don't take quarterback in one of the first 2 rounds. If it would be malpractice. It would be malfeasance if they did not take a quarterback in the first 2 rounds. And if they took a wide receiver in the first round and not a quarterback, and 3 quarterbacks were there, you can get a wide receiver in the second round. You can get maybe a quality starting number 1 wide receiver where we're picking the second round. Can't say you're going to get that in a quarterback. Take the shot, Joe. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky. From my favorite book, Pat Riley, The Winner Within. Hey, you know what? We got the online Big Blue Book Club. I'm like Oprah. We could be related. Not me and Pat Riley, me and Oprah. Pat Riley, The Winner Within. A life planned for team players. This is my hard copy version. I have like 2 hard copies and I got like a soft copy as well. Because it's a great book. You got to read it. I read this years ago. What does Mr. Quinones say? Daniel Jones is the best coach killer. And that's not sarcasm.
Your best. Losers always whine about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
And we know Daniel Jones ain't going home with the prom queen. Armando says, on other news, Tom Brady is coming out of retirement to play in the USFL. That being said, there's a 1% odds for any quarterback to mount to anything who comes up on the top from this draft. Yeah, but there's a 1% chance that if we don't take a quarterback, we're still going to suck. There's a 99% chance. Clown says, we're definitely taking a quarterback. Shane and Dable need to reset the clock for job security. The funny thing is, if you take a quarterback, you've set the clock for Shane, not Dable. You take a quarterback, this whole thing melts down. You win 4 or 5 games. You're going to get rid of Dable because he'll have 2 bad seasons in a row after starting 7-2 and falling off the earth and only winning 2 games that entire rest of that season outside the playoff one. So Shane is gonna save his job. Dable is not. Get DJ a number 1 wide receiver. Why? So he can not look his way and not throw him the ball. Yeah, let's do that. How many times did we see last year? And I don't remember, maybe it was Mr. Authentic. I don't remember who posted the video. Someone posted a really good video about it. About designed deep shots that the Giants had. You could clearly see they were designed plays. I think it was Mr. Authentic, I think. And the Giants and Daniel Jones checked down. He didn't even look and take the shot. He didn't even look. He just checked down immediately. Next year's quarterback class, we're not going to get in next year's quarterback class. This is a good class. This is a year to grab a quarterback. You had a bunch of guys this year that could have came out, looked at who was coming out, looked at their own talent and said, oh, fuck it, I'm going back to school. I'm going back to school, man. I got a better chance making money. Zach Attack said it best. You take a look at Joe Milton. Everyone's saying Joe Milton, maybe 7th round. Joe Milton, combined stats, playing in the SEC, had a better season than Anthony Richardson, who went in the first round to the Colts. A lot of times it's about when you come out and your perception. Nicholas says, the only trade up I would be okay with was the 6 for 70 for 4. You're going to have to give up more. Logic's fine. What's up, my brother? Dable started 4-0. Since then, he has gone 11-18 in New York Giants. Head coaches, let's go. Let's get fired. No player development. Jones is bad. Quarterback, no Saquon. Fans need to wake up about Dable and Shane. They do. Jersey Banner, what's up? Timmy, we are a great run franchise. This draft class is loaded with talented quarterbacks, wide receivers. Why win those meaningless games? Because we were stupid. We've talked about this before. Belichick had the greatest tank ever. Literally had the greatest tank ever. He is driving against the Giants in the rain, in the wind, to win the game, to kick the game-winning field goal and win and fuck his draft position because he didn't know he was going to get fired or, mutually let go. So what does this guy do? He's got a rookie kicker. He's playing in the wind. He's going to run one more play. Conventional wisdom of probably every head coach in the league is to run the ball into the middle of the field. Try to get an extra 2 or 3 yards and set up your rookie kicker. Belichick runs it all the way to the right hash. He literally runs it to the right hash. puts his kicker in such an awkward position in the bad weather to kick a field goal, and he misses. I remember telling my wife, greatest tank play ever. That's why he's a mad genius. Giants Clown says, there's a Bigfoot family movie coming out. Might be Howard the Duck bad. I actually saw it, and the guy from, I didn't see it yet, but I know the guy from 40-Year-Old Virgin. Not 40-Year-Old Virgin. Superbad. Evan is in that. I saw that. What's a decent start for Daniel Jones? 11 for 22 for 200 yards and no touchdowns. Jones is due. I'm due to win the lottery. I'm going to go buy a ticket. Daboll's first 4 wins were lucky bounces, missed field goals, made field goals, bad calls, and 3 blown calls. We should have lost the Tennessee game, and we should have lost the Jacksonville game. Sublight says this year, the year is 2745. Lightspeed has been broken. The Giants are still wondering if Jones is the guy. I like that. Don't forget to hit the like button. Mike Lee says the only way DJ gets a decent start is if he's playing against Pop Warner. Oops, insulting Pop Warner. What do we got, crazy eyes? We're talking about a guy who averaged 1 touchdown, 1 interception, less than 200 yards for his career. We're talking a guy that barely cracked 3,000 yards, 15 touchdowns. Yeah, and people will hit 700 yards rushing. Great. And you can combine those with that, and it's like, okay, we said it before. We took the other 31 starting quarterbacks. We averaged what their starting season was. And the average starting season was like 3,800 yards, 20 touchdowns. Daniel Jones had 3,015, and we gave him $160 million. Let's just let that sit in. Maybe Jones will play well enough to be traded for a late round pick next year. I can't foresee a breakout year, though. I would trade him. I would trade him to Wisconsin. I'd trade him back to college. Kevin says, I think the reason why so many people are stuck on DJ is because the Mannings vouched for him and the fans are hoping for some type of that Eli magic. Eli had magic even in a bad season 1. He had, especially that last game of the season, he started to show the magic. Daniel Jones is showing that. I don't know what the hell he's showing. Knowing the Giants' luck, we will probably take Joe Alt at 6 and continue to build around DJ. Number 8, Dale Earnhardt Jr. I met Dale Earnhardt Jr. I've been to one NASCAR race, and that was Daytona 500, the year Dale Earnhardt died. And I posted the pictures. I'll have to try to find them again. And I was in it back then. It was the Winston Tower, and we had a suite in the Winston Tower, and you get to go, and when you got a suite and stuff like that, and I was with a corporate event, you got to go walk the track and stuff. And we also got to go to pit row. It was really cool. I got pictures of all the cars and all the stuff. And then I'm standing there, and someone walking by me, and all these people are surrounding me. And I'm like, hell, I'm famous now. I didn't even know it. It was Dale Earnhardt Sr. standing next to me, and then like 6 hours later he was dead. That was kind of weird. And that's why I never go to another NASCAR race. Mara has contributed to the last 5 years. I agree. So you don't like Daniel Jones? I'm gonna vote no. Knock knock, who's there? No. Giants fans love mediocrity. Kevin says DJ fans are like battered spouses. They always say he's not that bad. He's not as bad as you think. He hits me because he loves me. We shouldn't joke about that, because there are people that are like that. Nick says, I'm so over this guy, man. Year 6, and people are still asking if he's going to play. Come on. You hit year 6. You're like, I don't know. Let's see. Talker says, plan A is drafting a quarterback in the first round. If these guys are gone, then draft a top-notch wide receiver as their plan B. There's going to be somebody good there quarterback-wise, or potentially good there, Zoe, at 6. Penix is going to be there. May's going to be there. I mean, may be there. Daniels could be there. McCarthy could be there. Hell, some people like Bo Nix, which I don't get. Bo Nix is the antithesis of a one-read quarterback. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn at Auburn. Goes to Oregon, waits till his last season. Coach figures out, like Shermer figured out with Daniel Jones, cut the field in half and give this kid one read because he's got athleticism. You see, Tim, remember I said people a couple of weeks ago, why can't the Giants just release Daniel Jones at this point? I don't think teams give two shits about dead cap space. Look at what the Bills just did. Bills are in a different spot. Bills had so many cap space issues already. They've been releasing guys left and right. Why? Cap mismanagement. Why do you think they made this trade? Their cap management in Buffalo is almost as good as the Giants. You know what's funny? It's almost, I wonder if maybe the Giants could have some kind of cap issues. Giants, I mean, the Bills have just as much cap problem as what's name does. Oh, I don't know. And it's not like we got any guys though it's not like we got any guys from Buffalo running this shit. So don't worry. Buffalo still has talent, but the problem is their cap is so badly managed. Their cap is horrid. Their cap is horridly managed. And I believe they only took a $19 million cap hit. We would take almost a $46 million cap hit. So there's a little bit of difference there. Ron wants to just finish watching your video. May be the Giants quarterback. Now I'm here. If May is there at 6, the Giants should be running to the podium to take him. Talent wise, May's got the talent. I think, like I said, if you want to talk about the more, I would say the most athletic quarterbacks in this draft, I go Williams. I go May. I'm talking about just athleticism, not talent. Athleticism, athletes. I go Williams. I go May. I go the kid from Tulane. I go Joe Milton. Those would be the top 4 if they're just looking at athletic ability, not quarterback ability, just being athletes. Sometimes an athlete, like I said, I talked to someone that was in the league for 30 plus years. He's saying he's telling me it's Josh Allen and a little bit of Justin Herbert. And this is the same guy that told me the Giants wouldn't pass on taking Andrew Thomas. Take it for what it's worth. I don't know. I don't see it. I personally don't see it. What the fuck do I know? Jones is terrible. No online, no wide receivers is going to change that. You're right. When you suck, you suck.
That's what she said.
No, I already said it. I want, won't you be my neighbor? Hello, neighbor. Tim, I was being sarcastic.
Warning, sarcasm. Warning, sarcasm.
I know you were, but I just had a rant. Some Giant fans think that if you get Jones and O-line and all his games will be like the Minnesota game, shaking my head. I know Ron won. Giant clowns. Is if Dable and or Shane flames out, is Belichick on the way? No. The Belichick type reunions never work out. When Merrick gave the green light to draft a quarterback, that let me know that he's always been meddling. Yeah, I mean, you kind of got to think that now. I kind of thought the same thing. He came down from Mount Mara and said, "You now have my blessing. You may take a quarterback from the halls of Mount Mara." Yeah. The guy who waxes John Mayer's bowling balls told me the Giants are drafting a beer vendor in round 1. For someone that does not know, for people that do not know, there was a content creators, I don't remember who because Zach's not here, and without Zach, half my brain doesn't work, that said that they were getting information from John Mara's golfing buddy, and they were being honest. They were not being honest. They were being they were being they thought that was being realistic. I was like, John Mara is going to go to his golfing buddy, and I'm going to tell them everything. And then this golfing buddy's going to go to the Giant content creator and tell everything to them. Okay. Look at his face. Look at these wrinkles. Not born yesterday. Not even born 14 days from yesterday. Giant fans would be giving therapy sessions paid by Mara for these mock drafts going on. People always say to me, why don't you do a mock draft? You need to do a mock draft, Tim. Do a mock draft, Tim. Aren't there enough mock drafts by Giant content creators already? I love it because then you see people, oh, this is only mock draft 8.9. How many mock drafts do you need? You do one. One. You don't need 6. Get that? Play on numbers. Daniel Jones, you're 6 mock drafts. Just throwing that out there. This is actually mental abuse. OG Knockhead said all you have to do is blitz Daniel Jones, and he is done. Daniel Jones is trash. I said at the end of his first year, and I've said this before. There was someone on Twitter that's like trying to because now it's a badge of honor to say, well, I always thought Daniel Jones was trash. And this person, I think they were content creator, I don't remember, or they're just on Twitter. I was like, I was one of the first people to say that Daniel Jones sucked. And I stood against everyone. I was like, really? I pointed out all these issues at the end of the 19th season, and I can remember that was the first time I was called a DJ hater. And one of the things that I pointed out was, you know what the league figured out real quickly? Put the rush directly in Daniel Jones's face. You don't have to bring it from the side. He's not going to see if you bring it from the side anyways, but put the rush in his face, because when he does that, he panics. And that's when I was initially called I am the OG hater. I'm just ready for the draft at the end of the saga. I don't think Shane is ready to do what needs to be done, and we'll get the top 3 again, and a new general manager and a new coach. Probably not wrong. Mike Lee says, you know what they mean when they say it's not that bad. Yeah, it means it's bad. I'm trying to find it. Where'd it go? I just amuse myself. Where'd it go? Where the hell did it go? Now I can't. I have too many. I have too many sound effects here, and I really need to label the board. And if someone would just come to my house and label the board, I would be able to go.
Remain calm. All is well.
I would be able to do that immediately. What's the obsession with these 5 quarterbacks? There might be one there. Yeah, but that's the thing. You don't know which one. If you have a 1 in 5, okay, Fabian, I love you. You know I love you, brother. But if you have a 1 in 5 chance of grabbing the right quarterback or being stuck with Daniel Jones, who you already know what he is after 5 years, wouldn't you take that 1 in 5 chance? And there's a 1 in 5 chance that the guy you grab could be just as good, if not the same, if not better than Daniel Jones. You got to take the chance. Talk with Zoe says, what's the obsession with Daniel Jones going into year 6? The world may never know. Fans are over mediocrity. I hope the fans are over mediocrity. So I really do. I really do. I got my fingers crossed they are. Let's see here. Nice Jones pick. Thank you. Or which Jones pick are you talking about? Because if you want, for those that do not know, since I am the original Jones hater, I now have coined the He-Man DJ Haters Club. Join the He-Man DJ Haters Club. Go get your t-shirts and coffee mugs and everything else on NewYorkGiantsLive.com. Be part of the Cool Kid Club. Join the He-Man. I'm actually going to be, my son's school this weekend is doing one of those color runs. Where they throw all the dust on you for cancer. I think it's for cancer we're running for. I don't remember. They asked me to do it, so I'm doing it. So I'm actually, and you have to wear a white shirt. I am actually wearing my He-Man DJ Haters Club shirt to the color run on Saturday. That'll be fun. Joe Rev says, get Daniel Jones a top 3 offensive line, top 3 defense, 2-star wide receivers, a real quarterback, and then he'll be ready to be back in the playoffs. Mike Lee says, Tim, will you do a mock draft after the first round? No. No mock drafts. The Crunch Bunch. Oh, look, Crunch Bunch right behind me. See, Crunch Bunch. That's the original Crunch Bunch sticker, poster, autographed. Do you think the Vikings are sticking at 11 because they believe they can't offer more than? I think the Vikings are sticking at 11 because they know or believe they can get a quarterback. I think there's such a hype around, or starting to be a hype around people like Bo Nix, that the Bo Nix could be a chance. I think Penix to the Vikings would make sense. If Penix went to the Vikings at 11, the Raiders are probably going to go Bo Nix on 13. Let's talk about the Broncos loving Bo. So there's so many different scenarios playing out here. I've only been saying this for 3 years that Mara is running the team. Jarvis says, I started hating Daniel Jones ever since Mel Kiper said the Giants were interested in him. Oh, like I said, it wasn't Mel Kiper that I initially heard. Colin Cowherd was when I initially heard it from. And I remember I was in the car, I was listening to the radio, and he's like, he was sitting there going, and when we come back from the commercial break here, there is a surprise team in the top 10 that is looking at Daniel Jones. Stay tuned. And then I remember sitting there going, God, please don't be the Giants. Please don't be the Giants. Please don't be the Giants. Yeah. Charlie says, hot take, Giants make the playoffs next year. I hope so, Charlie. I hope so. Big Nichols, what's up? Cut Mara some slack. Tim, he never wanted the team. He just wanted to drink and chase imaginary penguins. Billy Madison. Oh my God. Oh, gee, that is pretty funny. First of all, Billy Madison is an underrated film. Just saying that right now. Underrated film. One of Adam Sandler's best, I think, in reference to stupidity. I have the whole thing, the whole moment from Billy Madison in reference to, being this, we are now dumber for having heard this. And I thought I had it here. No, but I guess I don't. All right, well, I don't. Gotta get a chance. You gotta take a chance at some point. You're right. Danny Dimes and Danny Crazy Eyes says if the Bills are rebuilding, I would give them a call and offer them number 6 in next year's first for Josh Allen. They're going to rebuild with Josh Allen and probably still win. DJ lovers are chowing down on saltines, thinking they're Ritz. Yeah, I do like Ritz crackers over saltines. I do like that. Newsflash, Bo Nix is climbing up the boards, and there's a top 6 team going to draft him. Yeah, I hate that. 1 in 5 chance with the Giants' luck, we'll pick the wrong quarterback. 1 in 5 chance with the Giants' luck, and they'll pick 7. Okay, Giants, you'll have a 1 in 5 chance of John Mayer. Okay, dude, you got a 1 in 5 chance of picking an all-pro quarterback that's going to lead you to the Super Bowl. 1 in 5 chance. So which one of these 5, 1 through 5, do you want? John Mayer, you're on the clock. 7. That's the Giants. I'm taking 7. You have a clip on. Yeah, I know I have the clip on. Get off my lawn. I know. I can't find it. I used to have it. What is British? Oh, hello, love. We're waiting for Dolma to come in here. No, we're not. I don't know. Oh, no, I do have it. Wait. Where'd it go? Wait, I do have it.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
There we go. We're all now dumber. I found it. Thank you, John Mara. He'll say neighbors. No, I just swear to God, he would do that. That would be the total antithesis of the Giants. Okay. 5 quarterbacks. They're all narrowing numbers 1 to 5. One of them is an all-pro quarterback. One of these guys, John Mara, you can lead yourself into the next millennia or whenever in quarterback play and have the greatest quarterback you've ever had. Just select 1 through 5. 7. Crunchman says Pats will be trading down if they think they can get confidentially trade down. I still think they're going Marvin Harrison Jr. I still think the Pats are going to go Marvin Harrison Jr. I still think they are going to then take a quarterback later in the second round. or the third if possible, and they're going to roll it with Jacoby Brissett because I think they're smart enough to understand they are at a point right now where their franchise is so devoid of talent that they don't want to start the first round quarterback clock this year. Why doesn't Steve Tisch say anything? Because he only owns 49%. Steve Tisch can say whatever he wants. I believe he only owns 49% of the team. So that's going to kind of preclude him from doing anything. And Tisch is supposed to be running more of the entertainment side. The business football side should be run by the Maras because Tim Mara, not Tim Mara now, the grandfather Tim Mara, is the one that, started all this back in the 20s. So Sublight says, I don't know anyone who can watch Jones in an interview and not understand that he's slow to process plays. Yeah. I'm working on getting better. Yeah. Okay. Charlie says, yeah, Tim, I knew you had it. I knew I had it too. I knew it. There's 496 sound effects on this board that I put into this board. 496. One day, I've said it before, I'm just going to push them, all the buttons, one at a time. And there's all these little buttons here, and you're supposed to label them because this is actually a soundboard from a radio station that I got on eBay and somehow figured out how to hook it up to this other soundboard, the actual soundboard. This is the sound effects board, and I have the soundboard. I'm very technical. Very technical. It only took me since Christmas to put this mic up. That was more lazy though than technical. Not putting the mic up. That was just called laziness. I was just being lazy. I had it in the box forever. Then I got this other box with the mic stand, this real nice mic stand. And I love this other mic because this is a condenser mic. I love this because I think this has really good audio sound. It's not the most expensive mic. Well, but sometimes you don't need the most, but it actually has very good quality in reference to the modulation of the voice audio. But this is supposed to be like the best mic. And only the best for this channel because we are professional. Going with the NFL's, what are the NFL? One of these quarterbacks is a superstar, the rest are pros, all pros. Who do you pick? The Giants select Joe Alt. Let's see here. Barbara. I was gonna call you Brian. Barbara, what's up, Barbara? A lot of people are now saying we'll trade up probably with the Pats. Yeah, I mean, I see that. I see that in the news that the Giants are going to trade up to 3. I also see in the news that Bidenomics is working. Just spent $140 at the grocery store, and it came out like 4 bags. And I was shopping at like an Acme type store, not even a Whole Foods. Even Black Rifle coffee is getting expensive. I might have to start soliciting for super chats like other people, just so I can buy coffee. Gas, man. I'm not even getting into that. Christopher says saw Patty Traina podcast, and she had the Giants trading 47 with the Chiefs to get Bo Nix or Radler. Hell no. I don't remember who she is. First of all, I don't think Nix is going to be there at 47. Radler, I think you get in the 3rd round. Why would you do that? Why? P-Train. We're talking about someone peeing on a train. I don't know who this is. Where the fuck is Zach? Oh, he's 22 credits short from graduating. He's trying to better himself by getting a college degree instead of fucking helping me. That's what we call not being committed to this show. He is the fake associate producer of the show, and he's not taking his fake title seriously. I swear to God, if Zach's not here feeding me shit and sending me stuff on Twitter, I don't know what the hell's going on. And I love it because he's got to also tell me who these people are. He's got to remind me who I hate, or what YouTubers and podcasters I don't like. Evidently, there's a lot of them. We're just going to sit here till Zach gets out of class. No, I can't. At 2:00, I got to go get my my draft party tickets. But I could, if I really wanted to. I could just sit here, and you all will like it. It's a wonder I have any friends. Yeah, that's the P train. I always amazed that I have friends. I mean, I'm not one of these people that, I mean, yeah, I am kind of full of myself. I'm not gonna lie, but I got a lot of friends. I mean, I got a lot of friends. I mean, I literally have, like today alone, I have 51 text messages I have not responded to yet that I'm going to get to. The other day I had 147. And I always wonder to people, and I always ask people, why? What the fuck do you want to hang out with me? What the hell's wrong with you? Oh, maybe it's not me. I got to do one of those things. It's not you, it's me. Mike says she is Chris's contact from Chris and Bad Dog. Still don't know. She's one of the shills of the Giant. Oh, okay. She's a shill. All right. Thank you. See, there we go. We got Fabian, 26 months. She's a beat writer for the Giants. Thank you. Protect and Serve says, Patty all the way on the Jones train last year. She is the New York Giants beat writer. Okay. I don't read Giant beat writers. I don't read the paper anymore. I used to read the paper all the time. Alvarez says, awful decision in the draft. That's the new Giant way. Added a link to Patty's channel. Where did you add the link, Kevin? If you add the link in the chat here, it doesn't allow it. Can you email me the link? Could not email me. Could you go on Twitter? Are you on Twitter, Kevin? Could you just DM me the link on Twitter? That's cool kid talk. Could you just DM me the link on the Twitter? Oh my God. Why my son is not embarrassed by me, I have no idea. No one's DM'd me the link yet. Because I'm cool. I'm the cool dad. I watch Ryan Trahan. I watch Mr. Beast. I eat Feastables. I watch Let's Game It Out. I watch Unstoppable and Unspeakable. I love my son. He goes to me, hey, we got all these new shows, we got to watch them. So I'm thinking like on TV. No, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. We got to watch the Mr. Beast. We got to watch Ryan Trahan. I do really like the new formula for the new Feastable bars, though. They have this new dark chocolate with salt. And I have to admit, it is better than Hershey and is better than the old formula. Let's go, Brandon. Insubordinate. Who thinks Zach should be fired from his fake job for not being here? And he didn't DM me and tell me he's not going to be here. Who thinks he should be fired from his fake job? I can't fire Jack. Zach, Tim, she covered the Giants for 30 years, various outlets, newspapers now in the internet. Still got no fucking clue. Where did she cover the Giants? Wasn't in the New York area. I remember, what's his name? Steve Sherby, whatever his name is. Dick Young, Lupica. I remember the Bigs. I don't know who the fuck she is. Locked on Giants podcaster. Still don't know. Still don't know. She runs the Locked on Giant podcast. She is P-Train. I want to be T-Dog. If she's P-Train, I'm T-Dog. T-Dog here. And not T-Dog from Walking Dead, because they never let him do anything. I'm T-Dog. I used to love T-Dog on Walking Dead. I got to go back to the Giants, but just to crack me up like the first 3 years he was on. Rick and all them were like, okay, we're going to have to go to the prison and we're going to have to kill all the walkers and build this and do this and do that and do this. And they go, and there's T-Dog. These pretzels are making me thirsty. Let's see here. Chris, the hat is on fire. Thank you. I love Barbara. Just slid into the DM, Tim's DM. I don't know. Where are my DMs? I have a question, though. I have a giant Twitter question. Serious, and Cutthroat, I'm going to get to you in a minute. I have a giant Twitter question, and I don't know why. And somebody explains to me because sometimes I don't get Twitter. Why do sometimes giant content creators, I guess tag, is that the phrase? When they put you in, like, they like post something and then they like tag all these people. Why do they do that? And I'm actually being serious. I'm not pointing out at anyone, but I keep getting tagged by certain content creators. And I'm like, am I supposed to like repost your videos and stuff? Is that like the cool kid thing to do? I'm being serious. I'm not joking about this time. So like someone tagged me on, I guess it's called tagging when they like, you know, put the and sign and then they put all these people. And they'll like say, hey, we got a show at 8:00 on Tuesday. And then they have all these people. And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, why? I mean, what's the purpose of that? I'm being serious. I don't use Twitter just to like make fun of people. Being honest, like everyone else does. And to like post like my Giant stuff. But why do they do that? Seriously. I think she is locked on Giants. Still don't know. Ask Me says Trainer is okay. She's a diehard fan with a little access. Pat Leonard is good too. They have their opinions, not just bootlickers. I don't think Pat Leonard's a bootlicker. Patty gets news from Pat Hadlin. I don't know who Pat Hadlin is either. Zach is letting everyone down today. Abandon your dreams of come on and hang out. Yeah, Zach, you're abandoning your dreams, man. We're all just going to sit here until Zach comes to work. Cutthroat says, you, Bad Dog, and Mike Too Nice are honest when it comes to how bad the team is, and you all are hilarious. I like Mike Too Nice. Every once in a while, I do stuff with Mike Too Nice. I haven't done stuff with Bad Dog in a while because I need to build up my stamina when I work with Bad Dog. We've said this before. I'll go on Bad Dog's show, and him and I will be like waiting to go on. And he always goes on like 9, 10 o'clock at night. And I don't mind being up late. And he always goes on, and every time we go on, he goes to me, we're just gonna chop it up for like an hour. Like an hour. 3 hours later, we're still going, and he always goes, and then like 2 hours in, he goes, oh man, I've already kept you on for 2 hours. We're just gonna a couple more minutes and we're gonna end this. And the next thing I know, it's 1:30 in the morning. I gotta get up at 6. I mean, he gets up early too, though. He's young. Fabian says she's been doing it for like 100 years.
That's what she said.
I think the Star Ledger. Is Star Ledger even around anymore? I think Star Ledger's gone. Let's see. I met man's arms are huge. I met Ron Iron E. I don't know who that is. T-Dog. That's it. Okay, I'm T-Dog now. Big Nickels, I'm T-Dog. Welcome to the T-Dog Hour. Hey everyone, this is the T-Dog Hour. Bringing you live New York Giants straight talk with all the trimmings. Rough. Let's see. Fabian says because they are chasing clout. Oh, is that what they're doing? I mean, I'm actually being serious. I didn't want to because maybe they're nice people. Okay, I'll give you an example here. Okay, I don't understand that. Okay, here we go. I go to replies. I go to replies. I literally need someone to teach me how to use Twitter. Okay, I go to replies and Giants Rush. They tagged me on their show for I think today or tomorrow. Where is it? Giant Rush? I think it's Giant Rush. I don't even follow them. And they tagged me for their some show they got coming up. Oh, right here, Giant Rush podcast. And then you got all these people, and you got the and sign. And there I am. And a lot of people do this, and I don't understand why. The Rush crew discusses the 47th pick and those that will make an impact in the second round. The smoke around Drake May, his slide, and his family's history at quarterback. His dad was, I could break it down real easy. His dad was a quarterback in North Carolina. There you go. There's his history. But why do that? I don't even know who Giant Rush is. And I got other people that do that as well. And I don't want to be mean and say something if it's something just ambiguous, something that's just, I don't know. They want you to see the post. Why? What do they want me to do with the post? They want their echo chamber to grow, do them a solid. What do? Do I repost it? Do I go on the stream? Rent is due. I'm 33 years old and I have no clue how Twitter works either. Thank you, Cut. I got no fucking clue how this works. I just found out that when someone tags you like this, like, or someone sends you a message, or you send you like someone does a message, like in a part of a message, that if you scroll down, you could see the original message. I didn't know that for like a year. Zach taught me that. Pat Leonard is he covers the Eagles for years. He's still a huge Eagles fan. He doesn't hide. Hey Tim, what's up? I'm going on for a minute, but I'll still hit. Let's see. I've been gone for a minute, but I still hit the like button. Well, thanks, T-Brad. I was wondering about you. Where did the T-Brad go? Joe Rev says, Zach College. We don't need no stinking college. Yeah, Zach, college boy. Where you at, man? You're supposed to be at work. Which brings me to my next lesson. Don't smoke crack.
I'm not super.
Gentlemen, what brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
Zach Tech says, I made it. I had an interview with Steak and Shake. Good, because you've been fired. You lost your non-position here as the associate producer because I've been floundering without you, Zach. I don't know who P-Train is. I don't know how to make Twitter work. They're telling me about other content creators. I don't know if I hate them because you're not here, the unofficial producer of the Online Big Blue Show. If you want to be promoted to the senior associate producer here with your fake title, then you need to be here at work. How'd your interview go? Tim, that's why she's internet now. Oh, I don't know. Oh, she is. When is the draft? It's like April 24th or 26th. April 26th is the round one. Iron E is an actor who played T-Dog. I did not know that. I met him at a convention. He does have big arms. He is a big guy. I went to a Walking Dead convention. I don't know why. Oh, because it was in Vegas, and I was in Vegas hanging out, and someone was like, "Hey, let's go to the Walking Dead convention." I met him and the little blonde girl that got killed, stabbed with the scissors, shot in the head. I don't remember which. I think she's a singer. I don't know. It's April 25th. Thank you. But if you are season ticket holders, you can get your draft day tickets today. You can get them today. And I think the 4th is when they go out to the general public at 2:00 at 4:00. Do you think there's any actual way that I do think May could potentially fall to us if the whole scenario of New England going with Marvin Harrison Jr. I think May, Penix, and McCarthy will be there at 6. I think this draft is going to shake out a little differently than some people think. I really do. And I think some guys are going to go in that first 5 that won't be shocks, but you'll be like, oh, okay, well, that's going to really screw with the Giants. Listening to you talk about technology should be its own podcast. Let me tell you something that a lot of people do not know. When it comes to like the internet itself, like internet technology itself, I actually am I'm actually pretty well thought of. If you go to Disney in Orlando, I am actually one of the people that helped build the architecture, not the actual physically go out and build the internet, but I built the architecture for all Disney properties. Little unknown fact. Little unknown fact is also I once knocked out the entire internet for the city of Orlando. Once took out the entire internet for the entire city for like a day. I'm never going to get into that story. There's legal reasons. Don't worry, I'm 29. I don't understand Twitter either. As he says, if you react to it in any way, your audience will see it and they might help them get a bigger audience. That's it. Okay, I don't know who they are. Are they any good? Zach, do I hate Giants Rush? Do I have a problem with them? Please let me know. Thanks, Barbara. Get more traffic by trying to get your followers to check them out. So my followers then can see their link. I remember the days you just called people on the phone. For the Giants, I want to see either McCarthy or May. Listen, if we're getting rid of Daniel Jones, I will take McCarthy. I will take May. I'm good. Giants Rush is trying to get you on one of the the one show you went on their podcast a year ago. I went on their podcast for like 5 minutes because it was a draft day podcast and I didn't know who they were. And Zach, you weren't around. That's right. And I went on the podcast for like 5 minutes. And there was like 7 people in the chat. So, okay. But do I like them? Do I hate them? I don't remember. I don't remember. Let's see. Davey, can you name the last one was any good? A North Carolina school in general or University of North Carolina? Because I would have to, I'm going to go with Drake May. Drake May. How far back do we want to go? Because I'm trying to think who went to North Carolina or who participated. I can't think of anyone. I can't think of a quarterback since maybe the 70s or the 80s that went to North Carolina and played the quarterback position well. I mean, that you really can't go by that. I understand your point that who was the last quarterback out of North Carolina. I can't think of one, to be honest. What was the guy from the Texans? Well, Mitchell Trubisky is the first one that comes to mind. TJ Yates, Mitchell Trubisky. He's not any good. Just recently you had Sam Howell. Shit, I named 3. I'm all in on Penix if he's available at 6. I thought you wanted Drake May. T-Brad. Phillip Rivers. There we go. See? There we go. The draft is the 25th. I'm ready for the next franchise quarterback to be drafted. Yeah, I'm going to be getting my tickets today. So I will put on Twitter and I will tag people and slide into DMs about how many tickets I have available, because we are going to take subscribers again. Last year we took Swing Culture TV, Chris for the Love of MMA. We also had the Big El Gigante with us. So we will see how many people we're going to bring to the draft to this year. So stay tuned for that. We'll see how many tickets we have open. We'll do a contest again like we did last year. We're not going to do the contest where I screwed up so badly last year, where people kept winning that weren't in the area. And Dom, I love it because Dom was even like, maybe there's a way you could figure out people that are in the area and not just have people win that live in like Seattle. We'll figure it out this year. We'll figure it out. Love watching Walking Dead. Not as good as it once was, but still has a solid series with the spinoffs. I do like that series with Rick and Michonne. That was really good. I did watch that. I like the one with Negan in New York. I did watch that. I haven't watched the actual Walking Dead since like season 3 or 4. So, but I like the spinoffs. They were good. Tim is older than the internet. No, Al Gore invented the internet. So I'm not that old. Actually, no, I'm not older than the internet. The internet was actually been around since the 40s. It was used by the military and it was referred to as frame relay, which was a point-to-point access in reference to transferring data. And then frame relay systems were then used up to like the 70s and the 80s. Little note fact there. An OC48. An OC3 actually used to be one of the largest, was 144 megs. And that used to cost you back in the early 2000s almost $30,000. I'm running 270 megs here for $49.99. That's how crazy the internet is. Tim is Minnie Mouse. Mike Lee said the Giants have their own pick on May, JJ, and MP, and they will draft Bo Nix. Davey says, I have a feeling McCarthy stocks artificially going high. Sounds like a bust waiting to happen. No, I think the thing is with the McCarthy stock is this. I think so many people have him as the unknown. We've said this before. He's the unknown. We don't know what he can be because he only threw 659 passes in the last 2 years, and he wasn't asked to carry the team. And always people go, look at what he did against Toledo. Yeah, they lost that game. Gotta go back to work, T-Dog. Thanks for the awesome content. Who's T-Dog? Oh, I'm T-Dog. I forgot. And for those that do not know, this is the T-Dog Hour. Bringing you Giants talk. Straight talk, that is. Make sure you roll with the T-Dog. I forgot I changed my name. Thanks, Charlie. I'll leave you with this question. If the opportunity is there, do we trade back? I would trade back if you can get a quarterback still. If you can get a quarterback, I would still trade back. Blame it on the rain. Blame it on the stars that's shining bright. I don't know why I'm singing Milli Vanilli. 47 likes. Why are we not at like 60 likes? Oh, because there's only 57 people watching this train wreck on Twitter, and the other 100 and something are over on YouTube. The other 100 and something are over on Twitter. See, you're remembering now. You're indifferent. Oh, I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent about Giants Rush. I have no problem with them. I'm very indifferent, according to Zach. Daniel Jones doesn't understand Twitter. We both have problems processing. Mr. Arrow, how the hell are you doing? What's going on, man? How's the weather? North Carolina State. I'm just amazed that there's so many people that have actually I've watched people graduate from college and get real jobs doing this shit. And I remember, I don't know what happened to Saeed. He was over at the University of Miami. He was getting ready to graduate too. I remember yelling at him because of the fact that he had a math test and he was watching this. Told him to get the fuck offline and go study. You're another one I watched basically grow up. Like all my children. I'm old enough to be. Mike Lee says the Redskins quarterback back in the day, way back. When do the tickets drop for the draft party? For season ticket holders, 2:00 today, you can get tickets. I believe tomorrow at 4, 2 or 4. I don't remember for non-season ticket holders. Let's see. Rob is hosting. Well, Rob is hosting. Dom is hosting. We're also going to have Big Don out of Texas is going to be hosting as well. I will be calling it from the Giant locker room again. So I'll be calling in. So it'll be fun. No owner are getting to take Drake May, according to my DoorDash driver, Michael Penix. It's it. Anthony says, yes, it's going to be amazing. Rick Grimes is the GOAT. It was a very good show. Jorah says, I'm not in the area, but if we win, I'll fly up seriously. But if you win, Joe Rev, and you want to fly up, I will meet you somewhere. And I will bring the cameras. And we will have a ceremony. If Joe Rev wins, and he's going to win the hat, and you fly up to New York, I will meet you in front of Giant Stadium, and we will have a hat. We will have a ceremony. I will bring the cameras. We will do it live. I will bestow the hat on you in a most majestic ceremony. Joe Rev, just for you. Tim, I'm about your age. Remember when the internet was bulletin board? Yes, I do remember that. I remember when ISPs were all the rage. I remember the 1997 Telecommunications Act, which actually broke up the bells and invented and had the advent of the CLEC. I want McCarthy right now. Well, you can't have him. It's not allowed. Let's see here. I really hope we trade up, and I really hope we get a top wide receiver. I just found out that the U.S. still uses telegrams. They do. Pete Townsend invented the internet with Lifehouse. Look it up. Pete Townsend. I didn't know that. I love Pete Townsend. I love The Who, but Pete Townsend, he had or maybe we're not talking Pete Townsend, the musician. Because he had a great solo career, which no one ever talks about. Actually, the internet was invented by the military. I know this for a fact. I know that for a fact. I don't have my military clearance anymore, but I know that for a fact. Vikings really want May. They might pull a massive trade. I thought the internet was invented in the 50s by the military, which referred to communication in the case of nuclear. I believe it was called frame relay. And it was invented in the 40s, and it was used during World War II. You have to have a hardened silo in reference to having your communications preserved from a nuclear attack because of the electromagnetic pulse disrupts all the radio waves and electricity, so that wouldn't work. frame relay still actually ran back in the 40s off an electrical system. There is a hardened technology for EMPs. How the fuck do we get on the internet again? I forgot. You might want to see you might see the P train here. Who the fuck's the P train again? Hey, Tim, I'm walking to class in 60-degree sun in Starksville, Mississippi. You suck. It's 37 here and raining. How does it usually cost? Let's see. How much? Oh, it's free. It's free for non-season ticket holders. Just the non-season ticket holders get the tickets first. Let's see here. Dial-up modems. Oh god. With AOL. Let's see here. Sources: the Bills are trading. Yeah, we got the stuff on Zach. This is why you're getting fired. My late grandfather worked for Bell Labs, later AT&T. Yeah, there was a whole big shakeup, man, between MCI WorldCom and Sprint, and then MC. It was first of all it was WorldCom, and then it was MCI. No, first it was MCI, then it was WorldCom, then it was MCI WorldCom, then it went over to Sprint. It was a whole big thing. Let's see here. I would love it if JJ McCarthy had 6. I would love it. And you added him. See, I'm learning this shit. So what did they get for him? I know they're trading Stephon Diggs to the Texans in exchange for a package of picks, including a second-round pick in 2025. Oh, my God. They really, the rich get richer, man. I remember when the Texans made their pick. I remember last year, both their picks. And I remember being there with Swing Culture and Big L saying they destroyed the draft. That it was such a great draft that it was just, you just looked at it and go, they really just wrecked the shit out of this. And, really, we had a whole conversation about it standing next to, I can't remember whose locker it was, but they did a fantastic job. You really fixed the team. You really fixed it. DJ, JJ will be neither. DJ, I can see it. Tim Hun, if you know Pete Townsend, you must be familiar with Lifehouse. He is a great solo artist, but Lifehouse is not a solo. Look it up sometime. I don't have time to do that. Barbara, I could lie to you and tell you I'm going to look it up. But you know what? I feel like we have this relationship, so I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I'm going to look it up. I'm going to say, Zach, could you look this up for me? Could you please look it up for me, Zach? Because I really need to know. My favorite Pete Townsend album, though, the entire album, which is just spectacular, is the 1980 Empty Glass album. With there were so many great songs on that album. Sad but true, Kevin, of course. I see Drake May being the next DJ as well. What's going on, Kevin? Everything's going good. 2024. Mr. Xavier in the second round. We've already jumped on that train. We've already said we'd be down for that. Tim, you are a student of history. Thank you. I learned something. Well, thank you. You're very welcome. I'm also from a military family, and I did work for the military, so that's how I know this stuff. People are always like, why do you always wear military stuff? Well, there's a lot of reasons, but I'm never gonna get into that. My clearance precludes me from getting into that. Empty Glass is a great album. So many. Rough Boys right off the bat. You think of you think of Empty Glass, you got to think Rough Boys. And I know that sometimes they think there's a sexual connotation along with that. But Rough Boys, you gotta love that. Empty Glass itself. A Little Is Enough. Cats in the Cupboard. What's this? Cools and Jim. Oh, and I Move. I'm an Animal. Gonna Get You. Great songs off the album. Let's see here. I am calling Houston to the Super Bowl. I hate the Texans doing so well when the Astros do so well. The Astros cheat, and the Rockets are coming up too. Yeah, Texas has actually got some shit going on. May's dad worked at the naval base in Bayonne, New Jersey when he was in his 20s. I did not know that. See, I'm learning everything new today. Now I have Pete Townsend stuck on the brain. I know what I'm listening in the car when I go get my kids. Goodness. Anyone else got anything to say? I don't know why I'm still on. I don't know. Just having a good time. Mrs. Online Big Blue got a new job. So, and she's got to go to the house. She's got to leave. She's got to go work 2 days a week. So, so she's in the office yesterday and today. So, you know, I think I'm just bored because the kids are at school. She's at work being successful because my Mrs. Online Big Blue is very successful in reference to what she does. And I'm very proud of her from everything she's accomplished. But she's left the house. So I'm alone and unsupervised. And I love it because she's like, she left and she goes, we have to come up with like a code, you know, for like certain things that you say, certain things that, you know, she's like, you know, so, you know, like instead of calling me up and telling me or text me, telling me you love me or something like that, we got to come up with a code when you're on the show. There you go, Mrs. Online Big Blue. I came up with a code just for you. That's the secret Mrs. OBB code. I hope nobody can crack it. I just want to make sure that's out there. Because you know what, you got to come back home. You got to come back home. I don't like this house. The house is too big and too quiet. I got to stream now for like 12 hours till she gets home. Let's see here. Where am I at? Empty Glass is a great album. We got that already. Does Stephon Diggs trade make Houston a Super Bowl? Hell, fuck yeah. Their defense puts it even together a little bit more. They are going to go to the Super Bowl. Let's see here. Since we are through quarterbacks at the end of the wall to see what sticks, I say, yeah, like I said, I would take Pratt. I'd take a flyer on Pratt later in the draft. Washington scares. If the Washington gets a quarterback that scares the bejesus out of me, congratulations to Mrs. Online Big Blue. Yeah, she's very successful in her career. Very successful, and I'm very proud of her for that. I got nothing to. Here do I. I've been rambling now for another 40 minutes. Tim, you're from a military family. Do you have, sir? Yes, sir. And drop and give me 50 push-ups. Oh, yeah, we do have that in this house. We do have this house at all. Do you think the Giants are incompetent? Yes. The sleeper quarterback of the draft will be Joe Milton. I've said that already. Tim, with no adult supervision, what could go wrong? I usually buy things. When I'm not supervised. That's why there's a 7-foot movie prop Bigfoot sitting in my basement next to the mariachi bartender. Why? Because my wife left me alone. So trade Evan Neal. No, you got to keep Evan. You got to roll with Neal. I want to thank everyone that's stuck with me because you know what? Maybe this is, you know, everyone always goes, I like coming here, Tim, because it's like therapy. I think you guys are therapy for me today. We're only at 48 likes. That disgusts me. Just throwing that out there. If Joe Alt is drafted by us, I'm really going to be mad. Me too. Even the Jets are making smart moves. The Giants might be the worst New York team if the Jets figure it out. No, because you'll always have the Mets. Let's see here. I'm trying to think of more funny things to say, but I'm done Jones singing it. Let's see. I can see Dayball salivating for Joe at 6'5", 235 pounds. The dream of Josh Allen. All right. And the Nets. Thanks, Mike Lee. And the Nets. So we've just determined now that Zach, later on, and I'm not joking, explain to me the at things, you know, the and sign things on Twitter. Explain to me that again. I'm not joking. Send me that and DM, slide that into my DMs. Because I don't get it. So last question. Do people actually, if someone does that, like with this people doing this and when tagging me for their podcast stuff, does that mean my people, let my people go? Does that mean that people that follow me see this? Or do I just see it and then I'm supposed to repost it? Because if someone does it that I like, you know, then I would repost it. I'm not saying I would do it for them because I don't remember who the hell they are. But if they did, do I do that? Is that what I do? Do I then repost? And does all the, if I repost it, do the people with the and sign, do they get it? Because sometimes I get like post on something and I'll get like 100 something notifications. And I read them like, oh, I don't know what the hell this is. What the fuck's going on here? Why am I involved in this? I didn't do anything. I always know I did something when I go on Twitter. If I go on Twitter and there's like 100 notifications, I know I did something. And normally I probably deserved it because I did it. But I don't get it. Zach, everyone sees it. How are the Knicks doing? Oh, they just lost again to Miami. That's how they're doing. Let love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart. My love open the door. My wife took credit cards away to prevent me from buying Daniel Jones' jersey. So everyone sees it. So if they all 3,000 people that I have on Twitter are seeing that post. Well, I don't like that. I'm calling Elon and talking about it. I don't like that. Take that down. Don't do that. All right, guys, you know what? It's been fun. Make sure you watch the Drake May video. Don't forget, we're going to have the big stream on Sunday like we always do. It's been a blast. It's been a good time. And as always, this is Tim, this is your Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC. Thank you for hanging in for that hour and 45 minutes. It's been nothing but fun and nothing but net. We'll see you all on Sunday. Make sure you check out the new video on Friday. You know what, guys? As always,